Reefer James here with Reefer James's Reef Underground. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, about 7 p.m. We're doing well down here. Everything's nice and clean. Been doing some maintenance. Did a 45-gallon water change on the trigger and 90-gallon system. Actually, it's about 280 gallons total with the sump and the scrubber tank on the other side of the room. I had a bout with high nitrates, I think. I lost about 5 heads off my, it's called a frog hammer. It's a cross between a frog spawn and a branching hammer coral. And I lost about 5 heads. So I was doing something wrong, either high nitrates or low alkalinity. I really blew it. I got lazy, wasn't watching my parameters, and that's what happens. Other than that, the trumpet corals, the candy canes, the little frags, and the main polyp heads here, pieces are doing well. Plate corals are doing really well. The orange one too hasn't grown much, but it's doing okay. My branching hammer came back from 1 tentacle to about 300. Doing well. Star polyps are doing well. Red mushrooms are all doing well. The recordias in the display tank are all puffed up because I've reduced the flow in the tank. I'm cleaning the power head right now. And so there's not really much flow. So they're really puffed out. The red mushrooms in this one are taking advantage too. They're all puffed out. No iodine lately, just from ideal water conditions for the mushrooms. They don't like too much flow, although they do puff out still pretty well even when there is flow. Corn angel's doing well, sailfin. My blue damsel, my yellowtail blue damsel, oldest fish in the tanks, in all my tanks. He's about 14 years old now. Congratulations, you've lived a long life. You're my oldest fish. Running the long Orphix daylight and actinic. Really nice lights. I think they're 50-something inch. 52 maybe. And then the 36-inch Orphix over the 90. I'm just running the actinic for now because of the bleached heads. I don't want to upset anything or cause any more stress on my frog hammer. Other than that, this happened about a week and a half ago, so I haven't had any more bleached heads, and I will come down here a little later to see how the rest of him is doing, if he'll open up a little more. I might lose him, guys. I just really don't know. I have to check my parameters again. Other than that, everything's doing pretty good. I'm selling this 55-gallon pine wood stand that I built, solid pine, out of hardwood. I think it was alder tops and pine 2x4s. Very solid, guys. I had my 55 on top of it. I will be building another 125-gallon pine stand that you see the trigger tank on and putting it here. I'll be getting another 125-gallon tank to put in its right here where this 55-gallon stand is. So I'll have 3. I'll have 225-gallon tanks and 120 here on the right and the 90 still. And the reason being is that this marine tank I've had since '08. And over the years, from the LED shining down on it and the echo rays and I had this other light too. Geez, I forgot. I sold it last year. I forgot what it's called. VS50 reef breeders, which I wasn't too reef breeding on it, guys. It was an okay light, but it wasn't the greatest. The frame. The wings that hold the glass here are kind of taking a toll. You can see they're kind of white when it should be brown like this. So no cracks in the frame or nothing yet, but I'm afraid in another year or two the rest of the frame, you can see it's kind of lightish here like instead of over here it's kind of dark brown, but like over here in the back it's kind of a little whitish here, just a little bit, but in the middle it's really noticeable because this plastic strip on each side is thinner. The wings that hold the glass are white, and I want to change the frame with a new frame for the top, and I want to get rid of the sea siphon overflow. I want to drill holes in the back of this tank, 1-inch bulkheads, 2 of them, and I will drill the new tank that I will buy also. I want to get rid of sea siphons. This is the only overflow skimmer box I had when I first started, when I moved into this house in 07. I got this tank going 08 upstairs, so that's what I used when I should have drilled holes, but I wasn't really knowledgeable about drilling tanks at the time as I am now, so it kind of made me buy the sea siphon. But I want to get rid of it because you can't clean it. It's sealed, and the only thing you can do is submerge it in vinegar water and shake it around, but it just ain't good enough, guys. And when I increase my flow back down to the sump, I will be able to increase flow back to the tank. So it's a win-win either way. So that'll be coming up in the next this next summer, or possibly next spring or next year. But it will be coming, guys. Other than that, everything's going okay. Just been doing maintenance. I've been keeping the tops clean, as you can see. Trigger tank looks clear. Yeah, he's a cool fish. He's so curious, the trigger. The pink-tailed triggerfish. Let's get a close-up view here, guys. Isn't he cool? The pink coralline prevails in this tank. It's just never ceases to amaze me. Although last week I had red cyan all over the bottom. I did a screen cleaning on the scrubber, half the screen. I wasn't cleaning the screens regular enough. As soon as I cleaned one half of the screen on the scrubber tank, and a few days later, it just died off. I was getting ready to siphon it when I did the water change, and when I did the water change, there was nothing to siphon. It was already gone. Unreal. Nice and girthy. The pink-tailed trigger is doing well. The Corin, he's still battling a hole in the head on his nostrils. He can't see out of his left eye there. He had Popeye years ago. I healed him with some focus. But he can see out of his right eye. He's doing well, holding his own. He eats well. He's getting big. He's really adapted to having one eye. Love him to death. I couldn't sell him for nothing, but the hole in the head around his nostrils is bothering me. I got to change out half the miracle mud in my sump, in the ruby sump down here. I need to buy another 10-pound bag. I've got a 10-pound bag here, came in the mail, and I'm going to get another 10 pounds and then change out half of it in the sump, because it's been a few years now and I know it's expired, and I want to start feeding him the diet, the sponge diet that he's supposed to be eating. Like in the wild, they eat sponge. So I did buy another shipment of sponge cubes, frozen brine with sponge, which I'll start feeding him. So it's just a matter of lack of maintenance. So I've been trying to get back in the swing of things. You know, I was in a rut. You know, as I stated in my past videos, I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but my father passed away in 2019, and Mary, poor reefer Mary, she passed away a couple years ago in 21. She bought me this little seashell thing that hangs here. God bless her soul. So I was kind of in a rut, and the maintenance slacked off big time. I didn't do anything, didn't do a damn thing, but I want to change that. I need to stay up on it. I need to check my water parameters, keep my glass tops clean, stay up with the skimmers and the water changes, watch my feeding, and hopefully I can bring this frog hammer back. It's true, you know, once you're a reefer, you're pretty much hooked. At least I am. Anyway, that's all I got to say, guys. I won't be going over to the scrubbers, although I was battling some black algae. Let me turn on the service light so I can show you. I'll tell you what happened real quick. So I had black algae on the screen that's cleaned. You can see it's on the left screen still. And then here too, on the right screen, it's kind of blackish green, and I cleaned the left screen. But it's not growing bright green the way I want it to, or at least a little brighter green. And the reason is because I had the scrubber. I got careless and kept raising the hourage on the scrubbers, so I had them both on 19 hours of daylight for the scrub light, which is a no-no. So a lot of people say 18 hours scrubber. Geez, I think I flipped screens on my face. My finger keeps wanting to touch the screen. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, I had them up on like 19 hours each, so I decreased the light hourage down to 14 again, and I should start seeing a little brighter green, more of a green than a black. Although it still works, it's still even though it's black, it's still eating the phosphates and nitrates. So, but it's not a desirable thing. I don't want the oily, slimy black algae. I want the bright, or at least a greener color and more fern-like growth that I was getting a few months ago when the tanks were doing really well. That's about all I got, guys. I'm getting tired. It got me going in early at work again for shutdown a week. This week I got to get up like 4 a.m. So I just thought I'd jot out this quick video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. Either way, you got to see what I've been doing here and the equipment that I use and a little explanation of things of what I'm going through here. Hope you guys have a good summer. I'll probably do another video around Father's Day, maybe 4th of July, maybe around Mother's Day, you know, Labor Day, the holidays. I usually like to do a few videos in the summer. If I can get another couple videos out before summer ends, I'll probably be lucky. I haven't been around much, and I've been slacking down here, but like I said, I want to change all that. So the glass tops are really hard to keep clean. The heater, the furnace of the house keeps coming on because we're having this shit weather up here. It's like 38 degrees at night, in the mornings. It's like it keeps getting dust from the air from the furnace of the house. Believe it or not, stirs it up, and it just keeps coming and landing on my tops. I just cleaned the tops the other day, but they do look pretty clean, don't they, guys? It's just a matter of staying up on your water changes, keeping your tops clean. Change out your activated carbon if you're using it on your tank. I use it on the trigger tank. I don't use it on the corin, on this tank, because of the corin. They claim it removes trace elements. I'm still sticking to what Mike Paletta was teaching, and I think his idol Ling, I think his name's Ling, who invented the miracle mud. They swear that it'll heal fish from a hole in the head. So that's what I'm doing here. But I will run the activated carbon with another Magnum Hot 250. If you can see in the dark here, I just took it off. It ran for a couple days. Let me see here. Turn on the light. There you go. It's on the table there. I just removed it just enough to clear up the greenness from the water. Every now and then I have to do that with this tank. You can see it's kind of a green hue if you look through it long ways, but it looks a lot better than it was. So I do that about once every 2 months. Of course, the trigger, it's always running a Hot 250 with activated charcoal because the trigger doesn't get hole in the head. He's a real hardy fish, and he doesn't get ick ever. Well, of course, I don't introduce anything to make him get ick, so You know, if you don't introduce anything, he won't get it. So that's the case here. So I'm never putting another fish in here with him. I want to grow this one as big as I can. And he's getting big, guys. He looks like a torpedo. He's girthy. Cool fish, smart fish. I can even pet him at feeding time, believe it or not. Bandit, you quit biting my hand now. The cat wants a piece of the action. He's so cool. I got this kitten about a year ago, last April. He's really a cool cat. Been keeping me company. Right, Bandit? You gonna say bye, Bandit? Yeah? Okay, this is Reefer James. We've got to go. You got to see my ugly face for a few seconds, and my cat's starting to nibble on my hand. I've got some things to do before I hit the hay. Take care. God bless. We'll see you again soon. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Click like, subscribe if you please, if you want. I'd really appreciate that. All comments are welcome, as long as you keep it clean. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Let it roll.